Boom, I am Aaron Sauter, professor of football science. This is Football Scientific. We've had a busy few days of lots of transactions in the CFL, UFL, and NFL. I've been working hard to keep up with that and keep my articles up to date and relevant and keep that pumping. So today we get a chance to make up an episode and kind of catch up a little bit in terms of making content on YouTube. So here we go. I am joined by my guest host, Tired Tiger. Tired Tiger here. Man, we got so much stuff going on in the NFL and the UFL and the CFL. It's crazy, man. You can tell all kinds of stuff. This stuff is really taking off. CFL free agency, UFL preseason, NFL Super Bowl. Come on, really? That's way too much at the same time, it feels like. But I think we're doing great covering it. What do you think, Professor? Yeah, I think we're doing great covering it too, man. But here we go. We're going to kind of go through that news. Okay, you ready to go, Tired Tiger? I am ready to go. Let's break it down. Let's break it down. Here we go. So first, Denver Broncos passing game coordinator Davis Webb will be the new OC for the Broncos. He's not going anywhere, man. Broncos quality control coach Logan Kilgore gets to move up and become the quarterback coach to replace Davis Webb. Tennessee Titans are hiring 49ers assistant head coach Gus Bradley as their DC. The Titans got a DC now. Okay. All right. Buffalo Bills, they have hired former Arizona Cardinals passing game coordinator Drew Terrell as their new wide receiver coach. Okay. Cleveland Browns have hired Travis Switzer as their offensive coordinator. So I mean that's a bump up for him. He's been a run game coordinator for 9 seasons. Okay, with the Ravens. New York Giants, they are hiring former Chiefs offensive coordinator Matt Nagy as their OC. I wrote an article about that yesterday about the New York Giants coaching staff under John Harbaugh and where he sees that going. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they hired Indiana quarterback coach Chandler Whitmer as accepted a job. Doesn't say what job with the Buccaneers. They might be trying to make a play for Fernando Mendoza. They brought in his guy, you know. They might be trying to make a move there. Miami Dolphins have signed. That's bad for Baker Mayfield, though, isn't it? Boom. Miami Dolphins have signed wide receiver Terrace Marshall Jr. And last NFL note, New York Giants today hired former Panthers, former Colts head coach Frank Reich as their new OC. Good luck to him. He's going to need it, man. He's going to need it. And the UFL, removed from the Birmingham Stallions roster is DN Ronnie Perkins. We announced a few days ago he was added to the roster, but he's like, nah, man, I'm not playing in the UFL. Something's going down there, man, where a lot of these returning players that got drafted are ducking out. I don't know if something's brewing or not, but we'll see. You know what I felt last year? I said, don't beg the old guys to come back. Let's get some new players, and that's what they're doing, so it's all right. It's probably going to make the football better, honestly. Added to roster, Birmingham Stallions defensive end Philip Webb is coming to replace Ronnie Perkins on a DC defender. Offensive guard Solomon Kindly comes in to play offensive guard, and the DC defender also signed offensive tackle Colby Tucker. The Louisville Kings, they have signed outside linebacker Cam Gill. And then I wrote an article about this yesterday. The Orlando Storm, Tanner Mordecai chose not to play in the UFL this year. He was their second quarterback, really. So they have signed Hank Bachmeier, who played at Boise State, Louisiana Tech, and Wake Forest. I wrote an article about that yesterday. You can read about Hank Bachmeier on UFLNews.com, an article by me, Aaron Sauter, professor of football science. Okay, also removed from rosters, Birmingham Stallions. Yesterday, offensive guard Steven Gonzalez got removed. And then added to rosters, we got Columbus Aviators, have added punter Jake Camarda and kicker Ryan Coe. You need a kicker and a punter, and that's true. They got them now. Dallas Renegades, they have signed, Shante Williams, defensive end. Shante Williams, DC defender with Colby Tucker. And then Orlando Storm, they got Hank Bachmeier. Okay. And then we got a bunch of UFL or CFL news because it is illegal tampering week as they head into free agency next week. So there's a bunch of moves here. Okay, so first, Ottawa Red Blacks have agreed to terms with veteran defensive lineman Dylan Wynn, former Tiger Cat. They keep filling up on a lot of our trash, man. A lot of the players we let go, Renegades, or Red Blacks, they used to be called Renegades, and Edmonton Elks are picking up all our trash. That's why they stay at the bottom of the divisions, okay? All right, Hamilton Tiger Cats have signed national wide receiver Keaton Bruling. Yesterday I wrote an article about that. They signed national quarterback Trey Ford. I wrote an article about that. And they signed American wide receiver Xavier Malone. Those are all covered in articles yesterday on CFLNewsHub.com by me. Ottawa Red Blacks, American linebacker Niles Morgan has restructured his contract for the Red Blacks to try and bring in more players, man. They got to bring in more players, I guess. They got to quit getting guys hurt, first thing, including Niles Morgan. Toronto Argonauts, they signed national linebacker Brian Herlemana. Why? Because they're letting Wynton McManis go. He came to the Tiger Cats. Cheat code. Toronto Argonauts have signed American defensive back Caleb Nelson, signed American defensive back Peyton Buckley, and signed global defensive lineman Theodric Hansen. Okay, is there more on the back? Okay, let's see. BC Lions have signed American offensive lineman Isaiah Cage, has signed American defensive back TJ Lee. They signed American quarterback Chase Bryce, and they signed national offensive lineman Andrew Piapum. I don't know, Piadum or something. That's weird. Saskatchewan Roughriders have signed American running back AJ Ouellette. He was nervous. He wasn't going to get re-signed. Yeah, right. They signed national defensive lineman Benoit Marion. They signed American linebacker Aubrey Miller Jr. They signed American defensive lineman Mike Rose. They signed they released national kicker Brent Lautier. We mentioned that a few days ago. These news sources are slow, man. Football Scientific's way faster than that. I mean, we didn't get the video out till now, but we got articles out. So check that out, okay? Montreal Alouettes released American wide receiver James Letcher Jr. That's important because Saskatchewan signed him officially. And they released American offensive lineman James Jamar McGolston. Winnipeg Blue Bombers signed American running back Joseph Taylor. They signed American wide receiver Dorian Singer. And they signed American linebacker Micah Kressinger. Okay. Calgary Stampeders signed American defensive lineman Norrell Pollard. And they signed American running back Deontay McMahon. He's off to... I hoping the Tiger Cats are going to pick him up, honestly. Edmonton Elks national running back. They signed national running back Tanner Green to return. He's retired. He's retired. They moved him to the retired list. Saskatchewan Roughriders officially signed. They have re-signed American linebacker Aubrey Miller Jr., Edmonton Elks, and they got James Letcher, the junior there from the Alouettes. And then Edmonton Elks have signed Kobe Williams to a multi-year extension to stay with the Elks. Toronto Argonauts, yesterday they released two-time All-CFL linebacker Wynton McManis, three-time Grey Cup winner. That leads to today's news. BC Lions signed American wide receiver Marquez Callaway. The Ottawa Red Blacks have signed American running back Jaquiz Smith, whatever. Toronto Argonauts have released American linebacker Wynton McManis. He's out, man. That's good news for Hamilton. Let's see, Edmonton Elks have signed American defensive back Kobe Williams. A lot of this is reviews, man. Redos. This guy can stay up on things. That's how busy it's been. It's hard to keep up with things. Last night, I noticed, I was the first one to notice, and maybe the only one that reported on it, a restructuring of Kenny Lawler's contract with the CFL. I think the only media source to notice that restructure, which led to today's announcement most likely. I would say, so Kenny Lawler, it was the highest paid CFL player. They just restructured his contract. He's in the second year. They're going to give him more money. Boom. Last night, the Tiger Cats reached agreement with defensive end Kenny Onyeka from the national defensive end from the Red Blacks. He's a special teams guy and a little bit of pass rusher. Hamilton Tigers also reached an agreement with Tyson Middlemost, wide receiver from Edmonton Elks and previously Calgary Stampeders. He's also a special teams guy. And then the big one, the Hamilton Tiger Cats today signed Wynton McManis, linebacker Wynton McManis, to a one-year deal. Two-time All-CFL, three-time Grey Cup champion Wynton McManis to step in from where Devin Verisuck has decided to go and mess around with the Colts. Now, if we get them both back, that's probably going to be pretty awesome because I always thought Verisuck was a better will side linebacker. So if we got a legitimate Mike linebacker like Wynton McManis, I think Devin Verisuck would be an awesome will linebacker, weak side linebacker. But we'll see what happens with that. He's still with the Colts for now. All right, so that is the news. Boom. NFL, CFL, UFL. Remember, you can keep up with all these things. I do the writing first because I get paid for that. I don't get paid for the YouTube currently. So unless you guys can change that, I guess. You could always send me some money. And then I'll take it a little bit more seriously. But I do the writing first now because it pays money directly. And then check out FootballAnalysisOne.com for my NFL pieces, NFL news, NFL reports, NFL breakdowns. Check out CFLNewsHub.com for my Hamilton Tiger Cats news, UFLNewsHub.com for my Orlando Storm news. And then also like the channel, share the channel, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. We're blowing it up. Let's keep going up the ladder. This is Football Scientific, and that was the news in the NFL, CFL, and UFL. I'm closing the Football Scientific portal now.